like to share with you what a neighbor of mine has produced. He calls himself Lee the Farmer. And Lee grows these small little Asian apples, and they are so absolutely unique. Tiny. They have a texture like a pear, and they taste like an apple. Just really, really interesting. And then he also gave me some cucumbers. He produces other things, but these are the things he gave me. You need some cucumbers, you let me know, and we'll see if we can get them your way. In our devotional, we're in a new book, and we are heading into the book of Genesis. And so we find in our passage this morning, it says in Psalms 148, verse 5, "Let them praise the name of the Lord, for he commanded, and they were created." So the title was, Creation Was the Command of God. There's a song that I really love, and it's by Todd Agnew, and it's called Funny. And in this song, he talks about how it's funny how creation obeys God, but he doesn't. And so he talks about the fish. He said, it's funny how a big old fish can hear your voice, find one man in the whole ocean, swallow him up because you said so. Then he says, it's funny how a plant can hear your voice and grow as big as a tent for a man because you said so. Then he talks about it's funny how the sun can stand still because you said so. And then how a donkey can talk instead of bray because you said so. And then he talks about the contrast between the fish, the plant, the sun, and the donkey, and him. He says, you speak to me all the time, and I can't obey your voice to save my life. He says, well, I can, but I don't. I want to, but I won't. And I don't do what I want to, and I don't do what I don't mean, and I'm confused. It echoes what we know is in Romans chapter 7, verse 19. For the good that I would, I do not, but the evil which I would not, that I do. So what he's saying is that I want to do right, but there's another law within me that's causing me to do wrong. This is the battle between the flesh and the spirit. This is what we have inside us operating as the free will. And so this is a very difficult thing to manage. So we see the entire creation obeys God. And so, you look at these apples, and all of these apples are growing exactly how God had commanded it. And so they follow that pattern. You see, although these are unique, they're still a cucumber. And so we see how these things obey God's command. But we have a free will, and we have a tendency not to obey that. Now, there's a passage that is very revealing in John 14:21 that was shared with me that I'd like to share with you. It says this, he that hath my commands and keep them, he it is that loves me. And he that loved me shall be loved by my Father, and I will love him, and I will manifest myself to him. Wow, this is amazing. So if we keep his commands, it shows that we love him, and in response, we'll experience the love of God, and then God will manifest himself to us. This is what it's all about. It's about fully understanding and fully disclosing one another in a relationship. And so here's God that wants to have a relationship with man that's saying, if you'll do what I say, so now we're building some trust, then I'm going to love you and I'm going to manifest myself to you. This is relationship. And this is what we deeply desire. And because God has given us a free will, we can either accept or reject. That gives room for love. When we build trust, now we have relationship. That love comes flowing in, and God can fully disclose himself to us. It's absolutely beautiful. Now, when this happens, then we in turn become these amazing, radiant lights for other people around us, and they see what we have. My friend Lee the farmer, he's not a child of God. But if I can disclose the love of God to him and show God's love, then all of a sudden, maybe that will be reproduced in his life. So whether it be the apple or the cucumber, both things that he's given me has a seed inside. And if you take that seed and you process it properly, you'll see that it will reproduce itself. So there's the seed in there, and here you see the seed inside here. That seed will reproduce itself. So here we find that God has created the whole entire earth, and in that creation that he commanded to happen, produce came about, life came about, and inside that was a seed that reproduced itself. And so now we still have this today. And so we are to do the same as children of God, is that we're to obey God with our free will. We're to create that relationship that is based on that trust. He's going to manifest himself to us, and then we're going to in turn manifest him within us. And so it will be that seed. It will be a beautiful, beautiful thing. So let us learn from creation what God has done. Let's take a look around us and see that everything that he has created obeys his voice. And so let us be the type of child of God that obeys the voice of God. So God bless you, and we'll see you tomorrow.